Hi folks, welcome to Follow the Leader, a podcast focused on telling character-driven stories through the use of GM-less tabletop games where we can all take the lead. You can find us on Twitter at FTLcast and at FTLcast.com. We also have a Patreon where you can support us at patreon.com/FTLcast. Today we are returning to our game of Lady Winter by Jim Pinto, which is game 48 in the Protocol series from Post World Games. For those of you who are new to this game, though, we really do recommend that you might want to go listen to the first part of this arc because, for context clues, but nevertheless, as a reminder, the basics. Lady Winter is a story role-playing game about the land of Fae and the mysteries of the unknown. As druids, Fae, she, witches, and all manner of creatures prepare for the arrival of Lady Winter, the sky grows dark and the air cold. Characters take on the role of community leaders charged with bringing gifts to Lady Winter in the hope that she bestows kindness upon them. But Lady Winter is fickle and her temper unpredictable. Will she bring salvation, or will she toy with this land of myth until the thaw of spring? White as snow, cold as death, Lady Winter comes. Low to those who refuse to bow before the coming tempest. Protocol is a series of story role-playing games that thrust characters into dramatic situations. Each game uses the same set of rules with vastly different parameters, start points, characters, and finales. Players take on the roles of directors outside the action and characters inside the action using the ebb and flow of 4 different scene-framing styles: vignettes, interrogations, interludes, and ensembles to tell meaningful stories about characters in crisis. I'm Jade, and you can find me on Twitter at Jade Oxford Rose. And you can hear me in a bunch of other places. I'll tell you about it later. My pronouns are they, them. And playing with me today, we have Sam.
Hello, I'm Sam. You can find me on Twitter at SAKalo. And that's basically where you can find me right now. I'm not sure what else I'm going to have going on. So we'll figure it out later.
And Zachary. Oh, sorry, Sam. Please.
Sorry, I use he, him pronouns. I don't know if I said that.
And Zach.
And Zach. Hello, my name is Zachary Fredrickson. You can find me on Twitter at ObfuscatingGod. For the music I do at iambugbear.bandcamp.com. By the time this has come out, you will have already heard the new spooky theme that opened this season. And I did that one. I'm very proud of it. It's called Bumps in the Night. It should be on Bandcamp at the time this comes out. And I use he, him pronouns.
Our lines, which are things we absolutely do not want to see, are homophobia and transphobia, racism, sexism, anti-Semitism, violence against children and animals, sexual assault, domestic violence or intimate partner violence, and unwanted pregnancy. And our veils, which are things we're fine with addressing but will just fade to black on, are steamy situations, graphic descriptions of bodily harm, and terminal illness. Now that we've got all that, we can get started.
Woo!
All right. So, as we said before the music, this is a continuation of Arc 42, where we started playing Lady Winter, and we had such a good time and also didn't finish our story that we're back again. So we'll quickly reintroduce our characters and maybe their relationships to each other, and then we can sort of do a quick summary over what happened the last time we played, and then we can get back into scenes.
Yes, that sounds good.
Sam, did you want to go over who your character is?
Sure. So, my character's name is Miva. She is a wood elf kind of character. I don't remember exactly what role she was from the...
The role was just elf.
I believe the role was just elf.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is that sort of setting where just being an elf is impressive enough.
Yes. There we go. Yes, her look is verdant, sylvan, and lithe. She's sort of this, like, planty kind of elf. Her motivation is nobly and respect, which is what we pulled from the cards last time. And her relationships are... Her relationship with Tala is sycophantic and romantic, which is like, it's charged. They both know the other one wants something, but like, we're cool with it, and it's kind of a little weird. And with Kazdelian, it's romantic again. Her relationship is, he's trying to court her to make the elves and the bugbear goblins have like a good relationship for like a political marriage, but he's also like very bad at being political. Let's go with that.
He's new.
He's new at this. He's learning. And also with one of the key conceits, and it's probably going to come, what was the gift that Miva brought?
Yes. The gift that Miva brought was a fine goblet made of silver, I believe. Like a chalice. It's very lavishly created, and it was created by the finest elven craftspeople.
All right. Zach?
Yes. Hello. I will be playing, and have been playing, Kazdelian Hrothgar, King of all Goblins. That's my role. He's a bugbear. He's towering, regal in hirsute. He comes to the court of Lady Winter, the Red Courts, out of impulsive pride. He is the first king of all goblins in generations, and so it's like, all right, we've figured our own shit out. Let's get into diplomacy. It's very soon after he's been crowned. His gift to Lady Winter is a simple golden gift. It is the first golden coin minted with his royal crest from the kingdom's new bank mint. Yes, he has with Miva, he has attempted to court to bring peace between goblins and elves, and with Tala, Jade's character, they have a compassionate / romantic relationship in that they are old flames that are still warm, but have numerous other obligations at present.
And as you heard, my character is Tala Sigrain. Their role is the druid, and their look is earthy, broad, and weathered. Their motivation is righteously chaos, which I need to lean into more, I feel, this go around, but it's interesting. The role is dictated by the text about druids. Is there the connection between the world of magic and the Fae? And they speak to the world like no human can. So it's that interesting, like, nature is inherently chaotic, and so it's like the role of druids to remind people of the forces of chaos, or at least that's what I'm trying to do. The gift that they have brought for Lady Winter, which, as pulled from the cards, is handcrafted and functional, is a wooden sleigh to be pulled. Very Jadis the White Witch sort of vibes. Mm-hmm. Very beautiful, but handcrafted. And the relationships you already heard about, and I can't think of a fancier way to go about saying it. Though I do like how with Miva I've got just written down charged in big old inverted commas. Both know that the other wants something and accepts it, and they're both sort of at peace with the transactional nature of their relationship. And as Zach said with Kazdelian, it is that sort of good blood, considering, you know, they're not a thing anymore, but sometimes life
amicable exes.
Yeah, exactly that. Sort of just like, didn't work, more just like, I have so many other things I need to do, you have so many other things you need to do, we live really far apart, long distance is a pain, even when you don't have other obligations. That how it be sometimes.
Like, sure, I could just send a raven, but it's so impersonal.
I could just turn into a raven, but, you know, these long distance flights really take it out of me.
Yeah. Boy, are my arms tired.
But yes, I thought we could go through the world building vibe to sort of set the scene a little, because those questions are there, or we could just use that as part of the summary of the last session.
Yeah, I think we need to go. They can listen. If you're listening to this, you should have listened to the last episodes. But honestly, we should also have listened to the last episodes, and we haven't.
Yeah, it's been a couple. Yeah, but it's only been a couple. It's been a couple of weeks for dear listeners. If you listen on a week-by-week basis, I hope you enjoyed part 2 of Memoria, because I believe that's the order these are going out in. For us, we last recorded in May, and it is now the beginning of July. So it's been a while.
It's been a hot second. Yeah.
It's been a minute. Yeah. So the basic gist is we have all of us, along with a number of other important dramatis personae.
Yeah.
What is the word?
Yeah, dramatis personae.
Personae have gathered within the Red Court, the new court after the black and white courts have been abolished. We are past Seelie and Unseelie and now into a new era. Have met at the turning of the season to welcome back Lady Winter into the world. She's a powerful and fickle godlike being whose favor or disfavor can affect a lot of things in the world. And so we're all here kind of politicking both amongst ourselves and hoping to impress the Lady Winter with our gifts, so that she will spare us her wrath in the coming months. We are technically halfway through the story, because you're supposed to go until everyone has directed a scene 4 times. We've each directed a scene twice. But there's another way that the finale can happen, which is that if an ace of the same color has been drawn twice, or 2 aces of the same color has been drawn, which has not happened yet and is good at becoming more and more likely as we go. We have only drawn 1 ace in this entire game, and that means there are 3 waiting in the deck. So that could bring an end to things swifter than we realize. But it probably won't. The things that have happened thus far, a lot of courting between Kazdelian and Miva.
It's been very good.
It's been very fun. Also, a lot of worries about the Queen coming, the Lady Winter coming. Kazdelian got in a duel with a knight, Sir Tropos of the Realm. That was something. He defeated him, but spared him. And last we saw him, he was being transformed into the Queen's, the Lady Winter's knight, as she had arrived, but had not yet been announced. Is how I think it happened.
Yeah, because we closed on that vignette that Sam painted. It was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else that I've left out?
Tala had got quizzed by a Herald of Winter. That was one of the earlier scenes that we had. There was a meal where nobody got to eat because we don't get to eat until she showed up, and she hadn't showed up, so everyone just sort of goes down to the kitchens and then sort of has a little bit of a late night snack, and that's where things started kicking off. The Knight of the Realm objected to the attempts of courting at the dinner table. Got to be in his bonnet about it, but no, plot wise, yeah, that's all the beats. So, all right. As I said before, there are 4 types of scenes. What we do is we draw cards to establish the nature of the scene, and also its location. There is a list of prompts that come with the text. So we'll dive back into it. Looking at our turn order, Zach, you are first up to draw.
Oh, fantastic. So, I believe, if I remember correctly, we draw it twice, once to determine the type of... Or is it... No, we just draw...
1 card for the scene and 1 card for the location.
Okay, first scene of the game. Imagine if I just do 2 aces right now. Alright, that's a 9 of diamonds for the scene type, a 3 of hearts for the scene location. Diamonds means interrogation. And 9 means lovers, madmen, and seething brains, which is something else. And then hearts is the halls of the Great Red Court. And a 3 is with wicked intent. That sounds sinister.
It does a little bit.
Okay. Let me just try to get back into it. Interrogation are a complicated but varied approach to scene framing. There are a number of ways to direct any interrogation scene. The core concept is that the director asks up to 5 questions to another player. Okay. So I am the interrogator, or rather, I'm the director because it's my scene.
Mm-hmm.
Method 1 is the director selects one player, steals 1 drama point from that player, and asks that player up to 5 questions. Method 2 is the director selects one player. That player takes on the role of an NPC of the director's choosing. The director then asks that player up to 5 questions. The director may ask the questions from the point of view of an NPC or their own character. This process should feel organic, however the interrogation may be out of character as well, in which case the director asks the questions in an abstract fashion as well as they're going down a list. Regardless, the questions can be anything fitting the theme of the card drawn, which is, again, lovers, madmen, and seething brains.
Well, I got interrogated last time by you.
You did get interrogated last time by me, which, yeah, means that I'm doing
and
the
I
same.
only have 1 drama point right now.
I will not steal a drama point from you.
Thank you.
I have many.
You have many.
You are welcome to my drama points.
In that case, I will steal a drama point from you. And I will ask you up to 5 questions.
Ask away.
I'm trying to think of how this is being fair. So Miva Namathari was not supposed to be the elven ambassador to this shindig.
Nope.
But she is. But did she still come here with an
entourage?
Yeah.
I want to say that she maybe came with like a small group of people of various races, of various, I guess, classes, as the game describes classes, I think.
What game? Are you talking about Guild Wars? Roles,
there we go. People of various roles. But also just like people of various, types of people. She came with like a sort of ragtag group of what might be considered adventurers, but that she is adamant in saying, no, these are my guards. They were assigned.
This is not a side quest on my other TTRPG game.
Yep. These are the guards that the Pale Tree gave me.
Mm-hmm. But so, like, when you say various, like, are you talking like all people that would make sense to be accompanying an elven like person, or are you talking like this is a dwarven axe thrower?
I kind of want to lean more into the like, we've got a priestess and we've got like a dwarven axe thrower type of person, and maybe not a dwarven axe thrower, given that this is more of like a different type of setting than that, but like
this is much more fairy tale than it is
fairy tale thing, like just like like a knight of the realm, sure, but a knight
of one of those,
maybe not this realm, maybe a knight of a different realm.
Oh, and they got a new MMO and they were hit by a truck and now they're here.
Yes, someone who got isekai'd into it.
I think we're straying from the theme.
Oh, a little bit. No, so I'm just thinking like a bunch of like the kind of like people that maybe would like leave on an adventure, but aren't necessarily like the kinds of people you might expect to find in the entourage of like a noble.
So a ragtag bunch of misfits. Gotcha.
Exactly.
I can't imagine that your family's happy about that.
It's fine. The Pale Mother does as she wishes, and she clearly sent these people with me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Duh.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, in that case, I think it's going to be them asking me the questions. Up to 5. I guess that was one of my questions. That's 1. I think 2 is, how does Miva think things are progressing?
I think she's cautiously optimistic about the way things are going. Sure, Lady Winter isn't here yet, that she knows.
She is.
We know that she is, but do we know that?
I guess she can be here. I don't think the game ends when she arrives.
No.
I think the game ends when she makes her proclamation.
Mm-hmm.
So she came in the night, but now the morning comes and she is here.
So we do know that she is here now.
And Atropos is at her side in armor of palest winter.
Very cool. So yeah, Miva's cautiously optimistic about how things are going. Lady Winter came a little early, or, earlier than we were expecting her to come. We were expecting to have to do, multiple nights of not eating dinner and, all sorts of that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going well as far as she's concerned. She's still not quite sure how she feels about this Kasdalian fellow, but
that's the third question.
Oh no! Did I answer the question too fast?
We didn't answer it yet.
Fair enough. She's not quite sure how she feels about this Kasdalian fellow. She thinks he's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
But she is, she's still sort of exploring how she feels about him.
That's not very actionable.
Sorry.
For you or him. You gotta strip away the artifice. You gotta put the thoughts to it. So that's 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
I want some wicked intent, Zachary.
No, that's right. This is
wicked intent, huh?
This is Lovers, Madmen, and Wicked Intent. Seething Brains, Wicked Intent, The Halls of the Red Courts. I don't. Jade,
yes.
Do you have some Wicked Intent in mind? Would you like to help me?
I'm trying to think. I realized I said I was just like, I should actually help.
So when you said Wicked Intent, my brain went to, Wicked Intent, huh? Eyebrow wiggle.
Well, given because of how the cards worked out when we did our character building and how there is actually, we wound up with a kind of a love triangle of sorts. And we've discussed how things between Miva and Tala are kind of transactional and they're both after something. That implies intent. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, I'm feeling like cat among the pigeons. Wicked intent is a hard thing because none of us are particularly adversarial towards each other right now. And also you're in a removed role, not an in-character role. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, something to do with that, I guess.
What does Miva want from Tala?
There we go.
Power. Magic.
Druid magic?
Yeah. And I think Miva personally wants this power and magic. I don't think this is my country desires this from you. I think Miva personally is I want more. I have all of this elemental magic. I can start a fire with the snap of my fingers. I can pull lightning out of thin air. But I want more power.
Fair.
More power.
More power.
Oh, Virgil. Cool. That's 4. Wicked intent. So I have one last question about Kasdalian Hrothgar, which is that if this courtship does not work out, and it does provoke the simmering war between goblins and elves, what are you going to do about it?
Ooh. I think, given how much she loves her country, I don't think she'd let it come to that. I think she'd do everything in her power to not let it come to that falling apart.
How is she going to do that? How are you going to stop a country that wants to go to war from going to war?
That is tricky.
Mm-hmm. When it's against an ancient enemy.
Oof. I mean, stuff like, petitioning the Pale Tree, that's already, that would be well past that point at that point.
Yeah. I don't know what the Pale Tree is.
Pale Tree is, the governing entity, but also, the thing from which all elves are born from is this really big tree, but also the pale tree has like an avatar, a figure that is the whole of where elves are originating from, but also, you know, a very pretty woman.
This is a Guild Wars thing? You're doing Guild Wars?
A little bit of a Guild Wars thing, but also I'm adding my own flair to it.
Okay.
Nope.
I'm pulling from the original source material and going, so like, essentially, Neva's mother.
Mm-hmm.
She could petition her mother to basically stop any declarations of war, but that would be sort of beyond that point, so I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's something to think about.
It's something to think about, for
They
sure.
They want to get rid of this. Look at this upstart running around, swinging an elf sword that he took from a knight. Fist fighting knights of the realm. That's not someone who stays in power for long. If those who are already in power have anything to say about it.
Well, he's in power now.
He's not the only one.
I think she wants to work with him. I think she's very open to working with him. She doesn't want another war.
Is this your scene, Jade?
Yeah. Just while you guys wrapping up, I just wanted to get the cards out. So
For sure.
No worries.
please don't feel like I was trying to encourage you guys to stop talking, because that was not my intent at all.
I'd asked more questions than I was allowed, so it's fine.
Fair enough.
All right.
So fuck kind of clothing is Casdalian wearing? Is it like big elaborate robes and shit?
I said it last time, but it's like, he's dressed well, regally, probably,
Yeah.
like a military like dress uniform, in black and silver.
Interesting.
So Jade, what did you?
That's a very good question that I am rapidly trying to type out the answer to. And then I will read it. Okay, so I drew an interlude with the prompt bellies full of nothing. And the location is the throne room with fake smiles and sharp teeth.
Very cool and sexy. Love it, love it.
Yeah. Let me just do a thing and let me pull up what an interlude is. Given that it's a heart and called an interlude, people may be inclined to guess, but interludes involve two and only two characters with a pre-existing relationship, but neither character needs to be the directors. The director sets the scene based on the cards drawn. The scene runs as long as the director likes without being self-indulgent, calling scene when the characters have said or done enough. An interlude involves only one location. Should the characters leave the location or reach a moment of conflict, the scene ends. All players not involved in the scene gain one drama point at the end of the interlude. Should I have another drama point? Unless I had 2 stolen last time, or I spent one. Because I only say this because I know you guys did an interlude last time we played this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give yourself one.
I'm going to take a drama point and just put that over there from last time. Okay. So the throne room with fake smiles and sharp teeth is the location. Okay, I'm going to quickly set the scene first, and then figure out who's in it. Because like spinning off of what you guys did in the last scene, if this conversation between like Neva and her entourage was either on the way to the throne room for like the morning courtly address or just after it, I think this is the 2 people left in the throne room. So it's very clear Lady Winter is here. And so everybody is like on their best behavior, hence fake smiles, sharp teeth. And that sort of lingering need of putting on game face is sort of in the air. And that implies, like, I like that for bellies full of nothing as well. Like, there hasn't been time to eat because, like, Lady Winter's just like, no, calls court first thing. So there's not been any time yet. Who do I want in the scene? I'm going to do Tala in this scene because I want to. Who do I want to do the scene with? Okay, you up for it, Zach? I don't think we've had a one-on-one conversation between Tala and Casdalian yet.
Sure.
So, like, everybody else has filed out, I think. Like, probably to go eat. Now that Lady Winter's dismissed everything. And Tala's son, Tiamir, they've sort of shooed him off, just like, yeah, I'm fine. Go. Be gone, child. Kind of a vibe. I feel like there's this moment of, like, physical relaxing, because, like, that, it might be even marginally warmer in the room now that Lady Winter has stepped away.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
I mean, it probably doesn't bother Casdelian as much. Well, with the
big fur coat.
Indeed. But there is that sort of air of relaxing. And I'm trying to think if we've had any other scenes in the throne room. And I don't think we have. Looking at last time. Oh, I did it last time. I think that was the duel.
The duel was... No, the duel was the altar of winter under a blood moon.
Oh no, the vignette was the ice coming in and all of that. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So, trying to think how they start this.
So you shoot off Tiamir.
Yeah.
Casdelian kind of saunters up. Says, well, that was a lot of circumstance, wasn't it?
That's a way of putting it. Sure.
Seems she doesn't need to touch you to get people frozen in their seats.
No. I don't remember it feeling quite like this. But she's earlier this year. Maybe that's why it feels more potent. Or maybe I'm just getting old. Like, they smile at him.
We're all getting old.
Some of us, maybe. Others, less so.
I think time comes for everyone, just at different speeds. Right?
You're not wrong. Just some are on more accelerated paths than others.
Well, you've been here before. This is an unusual circumstance.
I don't... Her taking that night, I don't know if it's a good sign or a bad sign. Is this her playing nice, or is this her making an act of... I don't know.
I tell you what, it doesn't look like he's learned his lesson.
No. Well, maybe he'll find winter suits his flavor of cruelty. I don't know. How are you faring afterwards? I appreciate that you made it look incredibly easy, but...
I mean, he holds his hand up where I think it's sword stabbed through his hand or something.
Yeah.
And then he kind of flexes his finger, like, I mean, this is putting back together pretty easily. There's just a lot of salves from the doctors.
You're terrible. And they'll take his hand between, and put, like, one of their hands above and below his hand, and, like, druids, man. We'll just, like, do a little bit of murmuring, and, like, send a little bit of magic in to speed up the healing.
Sure. That would have been fun without it, but I appreciate it.
Let an old druid have their fun, Casdelian.
Of course. I'm sure you've noticed that the red caps are looking a bit wan. I know they got as much blood as they were hoping for.
Some people are never satisfied.
No, surely not.
I'm looking at, just having a quick look at the prompt to see if there's anything more to riff on.
Yeah. What was the Belly's full of nothing, so that's done.
Mm.
Fake smiles and sharp teeth, yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you, you could rattle China with the other rumbling bellies in that room. Yeah, some sort of test. This hunger, play acting. Nobody here has actually gone hungry in their lives.
Well, I'm sure most of us here, if not all, have felt winter's tight grasp before. We know how hard it can be. Maybe she's seeking to remind us that it's by her good grace, or not, as the case may be.
Yeah. If she had a reason for doing what she's doing, that would be swell. Suppose we'll see.
I suppose we will. Good luck.
With what?
With everything. Here. With Miva. With the lady.
You too.
Thank you. I'm sure it'll be... I hope it will be. I hope it will not be hard this time. The humans aren't as hardy as you and yours. I don't know how well we will take to a hard winter.
Well, if their bellies are empty, let us fill them. And remind them of the use of our presence.
I like that as scene. I like that moment.
Mm-hmm. Castellan walks away.
Alrighty. Sam.
Okay. So I draw 2 cards.
Yeah, just flip them out onto the table.
Jack of Clubs and the Queen of Diamonds. So that is Jack of Clubs. So a vignette value, Conjure the Jester. And the location is
It's the throne room again.
the throne room as a cold wind blows. Ooh. Very sexy.
This sounds like it could be very upsetting. In a good way.
Yes. Yeah. God, I have to remember the vignette rules again, and it's just 2 people.
No, vignettes like pulled back.
Oh no.
Yeah, but vignettes are no dialogue.
Oh ho.
Yeah.
No dialogue, just
Talking about what we see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's page 17 of the PDF, or there's the handout. Yep. If you wanted to read it out just to refresh for the listeners.
Yes. I don't have the handout, I've just got the whole PDF. Vignettes involve no actual dialogue. They merely set the atmosphere for the story. A director determines the location from the card drawn and narrates a brief scene. A vignette shouldn't take more than a minute or 2 to narrate. So, reminding myself again, this vignette is Conjure the Jester.
Yes, and we know who the Jester is.
Mm-hmm. That was one of the things we talked about. It's under the list of NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It is a goblin named Fyodor.
Oh, shit, that's right. Yes. Fyodor. Damn. Okay. This does have the potential to be extremely upsetting. So, we set our scene in the throne room with the Lady Winter sitting upon her throne. And Fyodor, the Red Court Jester, a small goblin, dancing before her. She doesn't seem quite as amused as she could. She seems disinterested. A wind is blowing through the throne room, and Fyodor appears chilled. I don't know if I want to make Lady Winter kill him.
I mean, it's not killing the Jester, it's conjuring the Jester.
Conjuring the Jester. Yeah, but, she conjured him by conjured, I suppose I meant, like, she brought him here to dance for her, and now she is not pleased. Cold wind is blowing. Or perhaps a cold wind blowing means that she is pleased. She is, after all, Lady Winter.
Yeah.
Perhaps the chilling of the air is a good sign. A sign of her favor. Even as, Fyodor shivers in his little jangly cap and funny little boots.
Just remember, this is one of my subjects.
As much as he is a subject of the Red Court.
I mean, he works for them, but he's still a goblin.
True. Is that enough of a vignette?
I mean, yeah, it can be as much or as little as you want.
I kind of
see if.
I like that ambiguousness of it. Like nobody's quite sure what this means. Like that spreading of unease throughout people present is quite interesting. Here's one for you, Sam. Is it just Lady Winter and the Jester, or are there other people present seeing this?
Ooh. I think maybe not a full court, but not an empty court. There's a few people scattered here and there.
Are our characters witness to this?
Are our characters there?
You're the director, so it's your call. It's just more what we know going forward.
I think...
Though, you are the director, but we could also spend drama points to add aspects into a scene. We can't deny anything that the director has said, but we can flesh out.
Yes.
If we wanted to.
Yeah.
We can also add NPCs if we wish.
Yeah.
Say, like, that person was there.
So yeah, I'm going to leave it up to you if you guys want to spend a token. I'm going to say that Miva was there, but if you guys want your characters to be there, you gotta add a token. Take a token. Or give a token, rather. Spend a token. Miva is present for this and is assuming that Lady Winter is unhappy given the cold, but that is perhaps, we don't know. Miva's got her assumptions, but at the end of the day, those are her assumptions.
Yeah, I have a surplus of drama points. So I do want to spend one. I just have to figure out how I'm going to.
Okay.
I think I would like to add a minor detail or affectation to a vignette to not contradict what was said by the director, but to put Fyodor is cold, but he is not cowering.
Okay.
Like it.
There is, like, because Delian watches on, there is, like, still a, like, he is the gesture, but he's not, like, a gesture is not just a thing to laugh at. And I think Fyodor is maintaining some dignity, and I think he might be impressing some people.
All right.
Nice.
All right. Is that scene?
I think so, yeah.
Cool. Well, it is now, I believe,
It's
my
your
turn.
It is.
It is your turn.
And it is my final scene.
Ooh.
That's a 3 of diamonds and a red jack. A jack of diamonds. Both of them are diamonds.
Throne room again.
And an interrogation.
An interrogation with the value bleed for my charity.
Jesus.
Oof.
I think there is a thing about spending drama points if you don't want to do a scene type. Because I appreciate that you've done
a lot of interrogations, yeah.
If you want to, I think even you could just draw it. If you want to discard the 3 of diamonds to get a different scene type, you could. And keep the location.
Yeah, let me look at that. At drama points for scenes.
There was definitely something about picking a different hand. The location is baller, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't even looked at that part. Okay. Drama points. To discard a scene/location card and draw a new one. The scene card is if the drawing card is a scene card of the same suit or value, the director may draw a new one at no cost, but only once. So yeah, I've done a bunch of interrogations.
Yeah, you can just draw a new one then.
Do you want to draw a whole new hand, or are you going to keep the location, which is a throne room with a glance from heaven to earth?
I like it. I like a glance from heaven to earth. So discard the 3 of diamonds. Draw the 9 of clubs. Clubs vignette. And 9 is lovers, madmen, and seething brains. Which I have no idea what that means. What does madmen, lovers, and seething brains mean?
I feel that's a riff on a quote I know. It feels like something from Shakespeare.
It means so much of this is Shakespeare. Yeah, lovers and madmen have such seething brains. That's from A Midsummer's Night Dream.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is, the madman, the lover, all is frantic, sees Helen's beauty and a brow of Egypt. The poet's eye, I don't need a Goodreads subscription, and find frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, and as imagination bodies forth the form of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them to shapes and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. What the fuck does that mean?
I'm sorry. I mean, like, straight up, even just reading the rules again, it says a lot of the, like, they're supposed to be abstract and evocative.
Yeah. And it does say, number 9, number 9 is marked with an asterisk, along with a Herald of Winter and the Harvester of Souls, as something can take many forms and should be unique each time it appears.
Mm-hmm.
Lovers and fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees one does. Thunders, how the whole thing.
The fact that it's from that same monologue has the line about heaven to earth in as well, and that you've pulled them both in the same is very good.
Yeah, a glance from heaven to earth. Yeah, from earth to heaven. Yeah, I mean, it's a vignette, so it doesn't have to be. I don't have to figure out who's talking or why.
Nope.
As much. I think that this is what it means. So we see Zdalian Hrothgar in the throne room, the glance from heaven to earth. The throne room is empty currently. Lady Winter is not holding court, and he goes alone. And I think he is, as he enters the throne room and looks at the throne, surrounded by the phantoms, the visages of those who have come before, kings of goblins and kings across the realms, and he, looks up and sees the world that could be, where people work together. And Winter's bite is not so harsh when your neighbor lends you their food and you lend them your heat, and nobody goes hungry and nobody goes cold because everybody is looking out for everybody. And I think Princess Zdalian Hrothgar is filled with purpose.
I like this.
I like it a lot.
And that is his final scene until the finale.
Hell yeah.
Or not his final scene, it's my final scene as director.
Okay.
I can't believe none of us have gotten a Joker.
Again, dark cards. Again, I say.
Hearts.
That's hearts again. Man, I think I'm gonna redraw, because we've gotten to have interludes between everybody, and we haven't got just these 2 more scenes. So,
Though I do like the value for 10 on scenes.
Ooh, a softer, darker now. That is good.
What does that mean?
Oh, we'll keep it then. I don't know what it means yet. I'm just going to write this down. Despite the fact that these mean nothing in the long term, I just like having them written down.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But the throne room with wicked intent that's something.
Man.
Have we not drawn Jokers?
No, we haven't drawn any.
No, there's 2 Jokers in that deck, and we haven't seen either of them.
Oh, right.
These Jokers give us flashbacks and monologues.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah. Weird. Okay, cool.
Okay. Thing is, I could set this up and just have that be Miva and Casdelian. I could just sit here and watch you guys. Like, that's my prerogative as director. And considering I really like, given what we just saw with Casdelian, and a softer, darker now, and what Miva has been saying about power with the appearance of Lady Winter, I kind of want to see what you guys do with that.
Interesting. Nice.
Sure.
All right. Looking at the interlude rules again.
There is indeed wicked intent in the air, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I like that. Like, the tower... Maybe... Oh, here's this. The ice hasn't climbed all the way to the top of the tower yet. Lady Winter is here, but at the top of the tower there is reprieve.
Heat rises.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's the framing. Have at it.
All right. Interesting.
So who is here first?
Almost certainly Miva, who is up here seeking warmth. As previously established, she's a bit of a hothouse orchid. She does not actually like winter very much. She is coming to learn.
Yes. The hearth keeps us warm. Yeah. What are you doing as the camera sees you for the first time?
Probably huddled up under a marginally warmer. I'm pretty sure Casdelian took his like big cloak back the last time we saw them together.
I don't think he ever actually took it back.
Did he not?
No.
Then she may in fact still be huddled underneath Casdelian's cloak.
Oh yeah.
Given that it is now the warmest thing she owns. So probably just like, maybe playing with fire between her hands a little bit, like tossing a little ball of fire between her fingertips.
It's a good thing that you're not in the library.
Again, you startle me. She sort of gestures at the size of Casdelian. All of this, how do you possibly move so silently?
I have soft feet.
No, I suppose you do.
And his big fuzzy feet.
Big fuzzy feet with his little beans.
His little beans. Though as winter has gotten longer, it's fur is starting to grow between them to insulate him.
It's adorable. I love it.
Just stepping out of the climate for a bit.
Yes. It's rather colder than I'm used to. I think it might be interesting, sort of as an aside, that, like, part of the reasons maybe the elves and the goblins were at war is that the elves don't feel the winter, or rather the elves' home doesn't feel winter as strongly. It doesn't get as cold.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, back in the mountains from whence I hail, this is a cool spring day. That's why we huddled in tunnels for warmth.
Well, one hopes then that if she sort of tips her head to side to side, if this diplomatic arrangement, sort of points between the two of them, works out as planned, that we'll be living maybe somewhere on the border between our two homes. Like, snuggling more into this cloak, like she's like, oh god, I don't want to live where it's this cold.
Beneath the surface, it is warmer. Though, that's usually from the amount of bodies packed down there. Wherever I live will need warrens.
Well, don't just stand around. Do come sit.
Oh, well, we're sitting. I couldn't see the chair for the cloak.
She pulls the cloak a little tighter around herself to give him a little bit more room, tosses the rest of the fire that she has in her hands back into the fireplace.
It does not... It is not as cold up here as it could be, but I think closing the window could help.
Perhaps. I don't think she noticed the window was open until just then.
Mm-hmm.
I think she goes, perhaps. Oh, yeah, you know what? Probably. Don't even look at me. Don't at me.
So Casdelian stands and walks over to the window. Here's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that this is a scene with wicked intent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Now, Casdelian doesn't have any wicked intent, and I don't think Neva does either, which means that someone else has to.
Okay, let me look at what the thing says about employees. Introducing NPC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. Anyone can spend a drama point to bring an NPC into here.
Mm-hmm.
The director can do one to interlude. I can do it to add an NPC as well. Oh man. Okay.
So I think that he walks over to the window to close it and hears the crunch of ice under boots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means.
You're the director. You're not the director. Jade's the director. Jade has to figure out what that means.
Yeah. I mean, given everything, it makes sense that it might be the newly appointed Knight of Winter showing up to cause shit. I'm trying to figure out what that looks like. So let me just drop that back in, because I'm happy to bring him in.
Yeah. In the meantime, Casdelian turns to Neva and says, "Who knows that you're up here?"
Only my entourage, as far as I'm aware.
The entourage made up of non-elves.
There are some elves in my entourage. She looks a little abashed, there's one or two.
Elves in good standing. Elves whose testimony would be well regarded.
She just sort of shrugs. She's like, I didn't think it was noteworthy that I spend my time here.
It's a long drop. As Casdelian closes the window and pulls out his sword.
I believe I begin to see your meaning.
As the boots get closer,
I would say that she rubs her hands on the cloak a little bit and just pulls the static electricity out of it. And now she's got a ball of lightning in her hand.
Valid and cool. I think even though the window's shut, there is cold. The room is getting colder. As those
fire is kind of sputtering.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to, because it's a softer, darker now. I like the thought that this winterized Ceratropos is less overtly aggressive, but is more dangerous for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out what this looks like. I mean, given the context of the scene, I don't know whether it's as simple as nobody enters the room. I think the footsteps stop and you hear, maybe there's a murmur of some of your entourage outside. As you're talking about, there are elves as a part of that group who could speak to it, who could bear witness to the honorableness of Casdelian's intentions and all that jazz. And you hear a murmur of surprise, and then you just hear a sound I think it almost sounds like ice creaking, rather than it being something different to that. I think then almost like a dull crack. And then I think just blood seeps under the door, along with spreading frost, and it immediately sort of cools. And then the footsteps start retreating.
Well, that's not good.
That's your people. You just
sorry, that was out of character.
yeah, no. But that's what he says as he goes to pursue.
Yeah, well, she's like pulling a staff out of like off the ground and like going to follow because yeah, that was my people.
And that's the end of the scene because you're leaving the location.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As we fucking fly down this tower.
To pursue.
Yeah. I did have one other idea on how that could have ended.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, it could have been the stallion grabbed the cloak and like held it up over them like a curtain, and it like blended in with the tower's decor.
Ooh, that's
God.
fun.
That is good.
As the knight like walked through the room and like decided they weren't there and then left.
That's also good. I do like that.
This is also
Nice.
Right.
Oh God, is this the last scene of the game? Me having this scene?
No, the finale has like vignettes. So.
Oh right, okay.
The finale we also will be drawing for.
Mm-hmm. Got to figure out
Got
if Lady Winter likes your present.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a
Perfect.
scene
All right.
first.
So this is the last scene of the game before the finale.
Yeah.
Yes, the penultimate scene. It's a king
All
of
right.
clubs.
It's another vignette.
Ace of Hearts. So the scene is another vignette of the Harvester of Souls beckons. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Amazing.
And the halls of the Great Red Court and icy.
It is icy.
That is a really nice follow-on from what we just did.
Yes, it is.
Let me just...
Death has come to the Red Court.
Death has come to the Red Court.
And it is cold.
It is fucking cold. And as a vignette, I think we see... I guess we see, you know, the icy halls of the Great Red Court. We see the knight stalk into the halls, through the halls, rather, I suppose. Because this isn't the, you know, this isn't the Great Hall. This is simply...
The halls.
The halls. The hallways, even. You know, we see the bloody footprints of this knight and the dragging of one slain. And we see back out a little bit more and see a dark figure, you know, leading one of the dead away from the halls as the sound of footsteps runs through, as the sound of footsteps starts to echo and retreat. We see this dark figure and the pale shapes of those who have departed being led off into the night. Yeah.
Cool. Well, what are we doing?
What are we doing? I mean, I'm assuming we're probably chasing after that knight.
Yeah, but this is the penultimate scene.
Sure is.
What happened? Why is he killing people? Who is he targeting?
We could fold that into the finale if we want.
We could, yeah. I like leaving it like very kind of open-ended, but at the same time, this is the last scene.
Yeah, we gotta make decisions.
For what it's worth,
yeah.
As
well, because like
I was going to say, you as the person that directed the last scene and the person with the most drama points do the first vignette of the finale anyway.
All right.
And you would do that vignette, which I don't think and I think you would still draw a card for it, maybe? No?
Yeah, don't you draw a card to see how the Lady Winter reacts to your gift?
You do, but I think there's a vignette
finale
before our individual vignettes.
Oh.
At least that's how I read it, and that way we can get, like, this vignette of everybody arriving in the throne room or wherever this is happening. I'm going to deal everybody a card, maybe just don't look at it yet, of our final thing. So.
Yeah. Also, I'm like reading the thing on the finale, and it says, the person directing the final scene of the game is not responsible for wrapping up loose plot ends. In fact, doing so robs the other players of their agency. Scene 16 is no more important than scene 8.
I mean, that's yes, but
also,
Like, this is, like, why Atroclus is...
I am saying that, like, we are in hot pursuit of this knight, and perhaps we take him down. Probably not going to make Lady Winter particularly happy, but perhaps Lady Winter was already unhappy with us, given our intentions of forming a partnership, when Lady Winter has assumedly been led to drive us apart, or drive our peoples apart.
Okay, I'm going to spend a drama point to add a detail, based on what you just said. I like the thought of Kazdelian and Miva catch up to the knight, and he's almost like, ice cold. He's like very impassive, and he's doing that, and he barely even like acknowledges that you catch up. But I think it's like at the entrance to the throne room, and people maybe are already gathering, and you catch up, and I think you kill him, and it's almost like anticlimactic given like the duel that happened before, and his blood spills out across the floor of the throne room. And the Red Caps are fucking having a great time. They're just like, finally some good fucking food. But they sort of like set up this cheering, and Lady Winter, there is nothing on her face to give away what she is feeling. But it's almost like, in the way that you smash a bottle of champagne on the nose of a ship to like, and thus it's begun, I think this is like, and now it's her time to address the gifts. You've like, the two of you killing the knight is like the beginning of the ceremony. Like a sacrifice at the top of her.
I love it. Thank you.
Who all did he kill?
The way I was definitely imagining it, or maybe it's people that weren't supposed to be here. Ooh. And the fact that Miva hasn't been killed
means that I was definitely supposed to be here. Thank you very much, and
but I think maybe it was like maybe all of the entourages are down to just like a single person. Ooh. Like the person, the role, and their one retainer. Like you're allowed one, but Miva wasn't supposed to be there at all, and that's why all of hers are gone. If we like that,
I do like that, but I'm just sad for her.
Yeah, I also appreciate that Kazdelian might now kick off, because I remember Zach saying last time he had quite a few people with him.
He does have quite a few people with him.
He did. Sorry.
I mean, we did. I mean, so he was in the process, or was he finished by the time we catch him?
I think he had done it. I think maybe because Miva was up in the tower, it was like the last stop.
Ooh.
Sweet. Cool
and good.
I am happy to say, though, Zach, that because of like goblin stuff, maybe some of Kazdelian's people were hid because they're smart enough to survive, because that's goblins for you.
That is us. Yeah, we don't fuck around.
They know how to hide, and they are known to be pretty... I'm thinking about that goblin option in Pathfinder now, the ones that can fall from anything and be fine. Just like very hardy goblin folk. And maybe that'll play in. Because I really like the thought. We are
survivors.
Yeah, but I like that visual of like, maybe even people thought they were dead and they just get up just like, please. Fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Like he hit some of them and like they went down immediately. And
yeah,
are like playing
possum.
Dead.
Yeah.
Playing possum.
I love that. That's good.
Okay. So that's all right. That's the scene that we open in on. Does everybody want to look at their card then? We can.
All right. Well.
All right.
Good. Great. Okay. Who wants to go first?
Well, I actually need to draw again.
Oh, you got a Joker.
I did.
Which amplifies the result. Fucking amazing.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Alright, so technically, how does this start? I mean, Sam, you're supposed to start, actually, because you have the most drama points.
Alright. Lady Winter punishes me for my insolence.
Hey!
Hey!
Okay, so just to clarify this, I should make sure my mouth is in front of the fucking microphone. After that, these vignettes can be played in any order, and the order of events can be fluid or plastic. My bad.
Okay.
It's just, I think, Sam, you are the one doing the first vignette of the finale, if it carries on beyond what we just saw. And then any of us can go in with our result. And then, depending on how many narrative points you got, you can then narrate, in turn, a vignette about your character's fate or about the fate of others. So.
Okay. Yeah, Lady Winter punishes me for my insolence, which means that I'm sure, you know, the insolence of being here when I was not the chosen representative, the insolence of daring to conspire to end centuries-old feuds. She puts out, you know, a harsh winter falls over the pale tree, which is the tree, and the pale mother, which is the person who is the tree. And over all of the elven people, we have to deal with a very harsh winter that year, you know. Also, you know, all of Miva's people that she brought with her here are dead. That's also not great. But she is cast out of the proceedings. And I want to say that she still goes ahead with her plans like, yeah, Lady Winter's pissed at me, but hey.
You've got your drama points, so you can spin your vignettes after what happens after she gets cast out. We can like ping pong between, and we can come back to see what.
Oh yeah, okay.
Miva does next.
Yeah. So don't cut yourself out just yet.
Okay.
Tali, do you have something, or do you want me to go?
You can go.
So I drew a Joker, which amplifies the issue, and the issue that I drew was that I drew a spade. My Lady Winter ignores my gifts and brings her wrath upon my people. But here's the thing, is that I live underground.
Mm-hmm.
And she's already fucking with a lot of people. And so this is amplified. Mm-hmm. So what I think actually happens, Kasdalian holds up the first coin minted in the Kingdom of Hrothgar, and he twirls it in his fingers and palms it like a magician, and declares war on Winter.
Amazing.
I love it.
What the hell is this bullshit? You invite a bunch of people to have a nice party, you slaughter most of them, and then you want us to supplicate you with gifts? You are a god of blood, and I will not feed you anymore.
Oh boy. Dope. Mm-hmm. Love it.
Tala, how's your thing work out?
Oh, you know, as you do.
Woo! Lady Winter's mad at all of us.
Mm-hmm. I also drew a spade.
Cool.
I don't know whether this happens before, because obviously time is elastic right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna spin off what you just set up, Zach. And given, you know, the nature of the relationship between, I keep wanting to call him Kaz. I'm so sorry. Kasdalian and Atala.
Kazichan.
I think he makes that declaration, and Lady Winter looks to the other community leaders like, are you going to stand to see me insulted like this in my seat of power? Expecting people to take up arms.
Circle the wagons. Yeah,
against the goblin. But I think Tala already sees that the sled that was built has been discarded, and knows what that means, and knew that it was already going to be bad for the druids and the humans. So they like pat their son's shoulder, and the two of them like bust out the staffs, slam them on the ground, and there's this like crackling sound as that ice breaking, like the ice almost starts to melt underneath as this little bloom of like summer warmth comes through, and they and their son step up next to Kazdelian.
And Kazdelian puts his fingers in his mouth and does that single piercing whistle.
Yes.
And goblin bodies all around this throne room just start standing up.
Sick.
Because if there is anyone who personifies down but not out, it's going to be us. I hear you've got a sled?
Yep.
Miva's ready to be carried off into the sunset, by the way. She's like, yeah, fuck it.
We should probably get the fuck out of here.
I concur.
Yeah, fantastic. So
yeah, I've got a thing, but yes, carry on if you've got it.
So Kazdelian draws his shining elf sword that is a star in the form of a blade, and leads a charge through the ranks of the Red Court as we escape to this discarded sleigh. We need something to pull it.
Yep, here we go. Tala and Tiamir pulling on Jade's extensive experience of playing a druid, like summon like these giant elk. Like forming out of like some proper Miyazaki vibes, just like the swirling leaves that have no right being seen in the depths of winter, and they just sort of appear, and we hitch up the sled. Yell to Miva, get in, bitch! We're fighting winter again. We mush, and Miva is like wherever she was when she got thrown out of the proceedings, and in an arm, a big beefy bugbear arm reaches out of the sleigh. As it just grabs her and pulls her in. It's like,
this is beautiful. Miva and the elk match.
Yeah. And cool. We begin a campaign against the eldritch goddess of winter.
Wicked.
Time to kill God.
We have drama points. We could do vignettes after that, but that feels like a real good visual just to end it on.
I love it. Oh, that's good.
We could set this universe up, and we'll get the others in, and we'll come back to a land where we're warring with winter herself.
I mean, and part of it's a war, but also part of it is like community.
I love that. That's so nice.
You fight winter by looking out for each other.
Yeah, I love that bonding of community, and that's how you survive winter, is not by trying to appease it, but by standing together. It's very good.
Huddle together, warmth.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to spin a vignette of just like...
Oh, yeah, go for it. If you've got a vignette you want to do, please.
A couple months into this now endless winter of a very quaint, I say quaint, it's lavish and elaborate, but still kind of quaint because it's an underground wedding where there's, instead of being strewn with like trees and flower petals and stuff, it's like these like odd glowing mushrooms that are like the backdrop set to this unusual couple.
I can get some trees down here. We can go pull down some trees and pull some trees down here.
How are they going to grow?
I can grow some trees down here.
Fine. Maybe there's some trees. There's a good combination of trees and underground fungi, and it's a very like
some fake magic suns for solar energy.
Exactly. It's a cute little scene of just, you know, of intercommunity bonding, and it's cute. It's just a cute little wedding.
There's wedding gifts, and they are like the gifts that were brought for Lady Winter, except there's so much less artifice around it.
Yeah. It's just like, here you go, we brought you all this shit.
A stand mixer. We can make so much pizza dough with this.
I love the visual of like this happening, and like it's the big partying scene. Like the gift giving's done, and like everyone's drinking and dancing, and there's music playing, and like the camera sort of pulls up out through the roof of the cave and just out through so much snow, and then the music's getting fainter and fainter. But even as the camera's pulled all the way back and just like this snow and ice covered landscape, and the wind is whistling, you can still hear the voices of the people at the wedding. It's quiet, but it's there.
You see, there are, we come up through the smokestack, the chimney, and you see just hundreds of them across the.
Yes. I love that.
Ooh, yes, I love it.
Because we are not alone.
Guys, we fucking nailed it.
It's so good.
Hell yeah.
I love that.
That worked out.
That's some good shit. That's some good shit.
It was like the recording situation was rough.
But we made it.
It came out. We made it, and it came out good.
All right.
It came out great.
Let's.
And now we have the Realm of Endless Winter to play in later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Let's do outros, I guess.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Go on, Sam. You go first.
All right. I've been Sam. You can still find me on Twitter at SAKLO. And I do art commissions. You should pay me to draw something. Yeah.
Zach?
I am Zachary Frederickson. You can find me on Twitter at OffSkinnyGod. You can find the music I produce at iambugbear.bandcamp.com. Funny name, huh? I am working on running games for money. So if you are a group of players who nobody wants to run a game or it's scary to you, you can pay me to do it and I'll do it for you. You can talk to me on Twitter about it or zachary.gmforhire@gmail.com. I need to make a website. I haven't yet.
And I continue to be Jade. You can find me on Twitter at JadeOxfordRose. You can find the show at FTLcast on Twitter and at FTLcast.com. You can also follow the Standing Stones podcasting and streaming guild. You can find us at Stones_standing. We set that up with our good friends over at Follow the Leader. If you go to there, you'll get
that's
the
us.
We're Follow the Leader.
We're Follow the Leader. Room
That's
where
us.
it happened. You know what I meant.
Where it
Thank God for friends. There is power in standing with other people who will call you out when you fuck up your outro. You can listen to The Room Where It Happened. You can listen to Dumb Kids Playing Hero. You can listen to other stuff, which has probably come out by now. Gay Space Rocks. And
That's definitely coming out.
that's as time of recording. That's
Kitty
just
Cat
about-
War Crimes. My other podcast.
Yep. But yeah, if you follow Stones_standing, you will be able to keep up to date with all of our various projects, as well as be notified whenever we're doing live streams, because we're trying to make a habit of doing that. And that's it. Let's do a clap.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Let us clap our hands.
Hi, it's August, and I just wanted to thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed us, please consider leaving a rating on your podcast platform of choice, telling your friends about us, or tweeting about us using the FTLcast hashtag. We are also part of a nonprofit podcasting guild called Standing Stones Productions. We do a variety of shows, including The Room Where It Happened and Dumb Kids Playing Hero, 2 actual play shows, and a Steven Universe discussion podcast called Gay Space Rocks. We also do live streams at twitch.tv/standingstonesprod. You can keep up with everything that we do on Twitter at stones_standing. Unfortunately, Standing Stones was already taken. Your support means a lot. Thanks again!